Active listening in relationships. When my kids were little, they had so much to say, stories pouring out before I'd even had a chance to make my coffee. From sharing their big dreams about the houses they wanted to build to life's big questions, there was a constant stream of words, stories, and feelings tumbling out. They needed to share. They needed to be heard. And sometimes I didn't have it in me to meet them there. It wasn't about love or care. I adored them. I wanted to be fully present. But between appointments, dishes, bills, and the mental load that never seemed to let up, my emotional bandwidth was often low. I'd try to listen with one ear while stirring dinner or folding laundry, nodding along but missing the deeper message underneath their words sometimes. Looking back, I understand something I didn't fully grasp then. What they needed wasn't answers. It wasn't even feedback. What they needed was connection. And that's what active listening in relationships is really about. What is active listening really? You've probably heard the phrase active listening before. What does it actually mean? It's not just about hearing the words someone says. It's about connecting to both their words and their feelings. Active listening means tuning in, not just to what someone is saying, but how they're saying it and what it might feel like to be them in that moment. This kind of listening isn't passive. It asks us to pause our own agenda long enough to be present with another person's experience. It asks us to stay curious and grounded, listening without jumping in to fix, correct, or redirect the conversation. In close relationships where emotions run high and stakes feel personal, this kind of listening can be surprisingly difficult. It's also incredibly powerful. Why it's so hard to listen to the people we love. The closer the relationship, the harder it can be to listen well. When we care deeply, we want to help, we want to offer advice to fix the problem or to soothe the discomfort. But those well-meaning gestures can sometimes interrupt the deeper request underneath someone's words. Please hear me. Please understand where I'm coming from. It becomes even harder when we're overwhelmed or emotionally tired ourselves. I can remember times I truly wanted to be a calm, present, and emotionally available parent, but what I had left in the tank was more like 5%, and my kids, being the wise and expressive little humans they were, could always sense it. That's when the repair work becomes just as important as the listening itself. It's okay to miss a moment if you come back later and say, "You matter. I want to hear this. I'm ready now." When listening means letting go. Now that my kids are grown, I'm in a new season of listening, and this one requires more letting go. When my son moved into his first apartment, I offered to help him settle in. He said no. He didn't even want me to help unpack the boxes, just drop them off, and that would be enough. At first, I felt a little unneeded, but the message was clear and kind. I need to do this on my own. He was claiming space, not pushing me away. He was letting me know what he needed: independence, agency, space to become. And it was my job to listen. Listening doesn't always mean leaning in. Sometimes it means stepping back, holding a boundary with love, and letting someone else take the lead. The most common listening pitfalls. If you're human, you've likely experienced moments when your listening skills went off track. Maybe you jumped in a little too quickly with a solution thinking it would help. Maybe you reassured someone before they'd finished telling you what was hard. Maybe you turned the conversation toward your own experience or corrected a small detail without realizing it pulled you out of connection. All of that is normal, no guilt needed. Listening is a skill, and we get better with practice. What active listening sounds like. Active listening shows up in small, intentional ways. You stay present and focused on the other person rather than planning your response. You reflect back what you're hearing so they know you understand. You ask open-ended questions that invite them to share more about what they're feeling. You resist the urge to fix the situation and instead offer space and validation. Even giving someone your full attention for a few minutes can help them feel deeply seen and heard. Simple phrases can open the door to trust. Saying something like, "That makes so much sense," or "I'm really glad you told me," lets someone know their experience matters. It's not about getting it right every time. You don't need a perfect track record. You just need a willingness to stay in the room. Listening in relationships isn't always about saying the right thing. It's about showing up with presence, respect, and openness to keep learning. Some of the most meaningful conversations happen not because we knew what to say, but because we were willing to sit in the quiet and be there for the person we love. Sometimes the most powerful reset is giving someone else space to share without judgment. Sometimes it's reminding yourself you don't have to fix it. You just have to be present. Ready to turn these insights into everyday connection? If this speaks to you, if you want to be a better listener in your closest relationships, I created something just for that. Listen Your Way to Deeper Connections is an online course designed to help you become the kind of person others feel safe opening up to. Whether you're a parent, a partner, a friend, or someone simply craving deeper conversations, you'll learn how to stop interrupting without realizing it, listen without fixing, and rebuild trust when it's been frayed. The best part? You don't have to be perfect. You just have to begin.